Welcome back to the electro-funk capital of Brazil, Bonito. Our staging grounds for exploring the Pantanal and some of Brazil's more popular natural wonders. Such as Rio Sucuri, with its very social fish, and what is claimed to be the clearest water on planet Earth. Although I'm not sure how someone goes about quantifying such a lofty claim. After playing hide the banana and chasing the hedgehog, we departed our little tourist trap and set our sights north, 256 kilometers north to be exact. Here, Pousada Santa Clara, situated along the banks of the Paraguay, Negro, and Miranda rivers, where Brazil, Bolivia, and Paraguay collide. In the remote Upper Paraguay River Basin, one of the most biologically rich environments on the planet, known for its vast, high concentration of wildlife, as well as drug trafficking. Specifically, the rivers and remote backroads of the region, which serve as a pipeline for cocaine from Bolivia.
I can't feel my face.
Which somewhat complicated the logistics surrounding getting to the Posada. Santa Clara offered, for a fee of course, to arrange our transport from Bonito to the Posada. But we didn't simply want to go to the Pantanal. We wanted to ride to the Pantanal. However, transport was not an option, it was a requirement, as the roads to the Posada were reportedly impassable. We were, however, free to ride to a military police checkpoint on the side of the highway and leave our motorcycle there, at the checkpoint, on the side of the highway, in an area known for criminal activity. Yeah, no thanks. Clearly unaware of who they were talking to, and blind to the fact that no road is impassable on the mighty Africa Twin, we played along and agreed to meet our hosts at the checkpoint. Once Chad revved the engine, flashed his smile, and flexed a muscle or six, they would clearly realize they had been mistaken. So off to the Pantanal we go. Underway, with plenty of time to kill, we made a U-turn at this hand-painted sign and decided to investigate.
That's a big-ass bird. What kind of bird is that?
We spotted a jibiru, commonly called a stork, or as Chad calls it,
big-ass bird.
A big-ass bird. He decided to sneak closer for a quick photo, and ended up getting a bit more than he bargained for.
Rose, there's a crocodile right here too.
BBC in the flesh.
Oh shit! There's another one right here. Holy crap. Look at these things.
And it didn't get much bigger than this fella, measuring approximately 5 meters in length. Big black caiman, members of the Crocodilia order, are actually more closely related to alligators than crocodiles. Although, if you were to find yourself unwittingly swimming with one, I doubt you would care. With our close encounter out of the way, we rolled up the road to the military checkpoint. Unfortunately, we were there about 2 hours ahead of schedule. As far as Chad's concerned, if you're not early, you're late. And he wanted to have plenty of time for gator wrestling on our way to meet our escort.
Well, I guess this is where we're going to be waiting for the next 90 minutes or so. At least you've got dogs and chickens to play with.
That's what I was thinking.
There's really not much of anything here except for the small shop behind us and this military police station. It was so nice. We're sitting out here waiting for our guide, and the man who runs the joint just brought us this plate of food.
I need to stay here for 20 minutes for more, no problem.
We were told to wait here for a Jeep. I intend on riding in anyway, but I guess Rose is going to take the Jeep, which is actually a small white van. The lodge is only about 25 kilometers up the road that we could have just ridden to a lot quicker, but... What you got there?
I caught him, he was in the door.
Yeah, got yourself a little friend?
Yeah.
Very nice. Good job, snake hunter. Here, I don't want him.
After playing with the dogs, chasing the chickens, and charming the snake, we were off to the posada, with me in the Jeep playing cameraman woman, and Chad in close pursuit, for the final 25 kilometers of sand and the end of the road, at least for the mighty Africa Twin, where our final Jeep awaited us. But this time, the Jeep was a tractor.
We're taking the tractor?
Yes.
Whoa.
Just leave it with the motor here.
Okay, so the motorcycle has to stay here?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like you and I are going for a good old-fashioned tractor ride.
Ever been on a tractor?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was born on a tractor. Hold on, woman. Oh. Whoa. Get a little wet on that one. That might have been a little deep for the Africa Twin. I guess this is why they didn't want us to ride the motorcycle back here. Makes a little more sense now.
And after a good old-fashioned Brazilian tractor pull, we arrived at our home for the next 3 days. Posada Santa Clara, or whatever was left of it. The Pantanal historically has a dry and a wet season, leaving the majority of the land surrounding the Posada submerged most of the year. But after 4 years of drought, this was the first water they'd seen since 2019. As luck would have it, the Paraguay River had finally spilled its banks just a month prior to our arrival. But the water had already begun to recede, threatening to leave them high and dry once again in another couple of months. We had unintentionally arrived at the perfect time, and to no credit of our own, we brought some desperately needed rain with us. We awoke every morning to the chatter of our new neighbors and set off after breakfast to explore the wetlands. Sometimes by horseback, sometimes by truck. Other days, we were back in the trusty tractor. And of course, the best way to see the Pantanal, by boat. But first and foremost, it was time to play gaucho.
Control your beast.
And for once, I got a ride of my own. And predictably, struggled to keep up with the group.
Rosie's back there somewhere.
She's like me. She loves snackies.
While Chad channeled his inner Bon Jovi.
I'm a cowboy. On a meat horse I ride. Meat horse.
But the horses, much like our mighty Africa twin, have their limitations. Turns out, they're not ideal for spotting jaguars.
Thanks, Skinny. Sorry for that. You want to be on YouTube? Yeah? Okay, now you're on YouTube. Say hi.
The Pantanal's most prized and elusive apex predator.
Camera shy?
So back in the tractor we go, and out to the main road to try to locate a jaguar that had been spotted a day prior to our arrival. But first, we had to tend to a bit of road maintenance.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's a big hole.
But while the men were out burning daylight, searching for scraps,
Where are you going with that wood?
Yes. Fix the bridge.
Gotta go fix the confounded bridge.
the stunt doubles and I rolled up the sleeves we weren't wearing and fixed the big hole. Look, fixed.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta fix a bridge.
Yes.
So you're just gonna ruin what we made?
How insulting.
Looks like you guys were trying to catch a jaguar.
Yeah, making the trap.
The trap.
But apparently our jaguar trap wasn't good enough. So the men fixed it better. At least according to them.
Oh yeah, clipping with the stick. The signs are actually the best part about this.
Yeah. Pass the test.
Jaguars hunt by night and are less active during the day. The easiest way to spot one is their distinctive and intense yellow-green eyes reflecting your spotlight in the distance. Unfortunately tonight, we fell a bit short, and after a few hours in the dark, we had only a Lasiodora tarantula and a small banded water snake to show for our efforts. Which just goes to show that the best way to explore the vastness of the world's largest wetland is, you guessed it, on the water. As beautiful as the Pantanal is, and as fortunate as we are to have caught it at its wettest in 4 years, the prolonged drought had regrettably driven most of its famous wildlife far beyond our reach. This land, once considered one of the most biologically diverse regions on the planet, is at a precipice. The Pantanal is burning at a historic rate, likely never to recover in our lifetime. As fires rage in the jungles, the rainforests, and the wetlands of South America, we are grateful that we got to experience whatever was left of it before it is gone. For those of you watching this video who have ever dreamed of exploring these vast and beautiful expanses of wilderness, we implore you, do not wait for a tomorrow that may never come. The time is now.